Lehman Bell, the new sound of Nova Mornings in 2023 is early breakfast.
How good's this? Ben Lehman Bell from 6 a.m. and Jodie and Hayesy from 7.
You guys are doing great.
I love you so much. The shows are great. You make my life bearable.
I'm so happy with what's going on.
Just pinching myself.
Jodie and Hayesy. It's the new sound of Nova in 2023.
I love it when you hear something on the radio and you thought, you know what? I'm going to explore that further. Give me the podcast. That's where you are right now.
Oh, that's where you've landed. And welcome aboard. Hey, we need to talk about your worst job Wednesday in the podcast. So you had to clean out the tank of Spike the Turtle. How'd you go?
No, I think I went pretty well, but we'll get some feedback from Michelle. And like I've said from day dot, put me into a tank with a bunch of algae and some turtles, and I'm happy.
Oh, you're like a pig in poop.
How many times have I told you that, too, by the way?
So many times.
Sorry about that.
I can't even. We play a little game called Ask Us Anything. This was a version of Kiss, Marry and Kill with Ben, Liam and Bell. You'd be very interested to know who wanted to pash who, if not a little more, you know.
Big old pash fest.
Yeah.
And also, one of the other questions on a side note, Android or iPhone?
Yeah.
Surprisingly, some solid feedback, and would you believe it, there are Android users out there.
You also destroyed someone's proposal. Absolutely blew it apart. So you need to tell that story for people.
We know the old saying too, don't you?
What?
For one marriage to be successful, you've got to obliterate another.
They do say that. Jodie's Juice, a spicy ex-lover spat between the Veronicas and Ruby Rose. Unbelievable scene. She's writing a book and she is on a mission to destroy the Veronicas. I never thought I'd say that sentence.
No one saw that coming, except for maybe, is it Jess? Jess is involved?
I think Jess saw it coming.
Yeah, twins. It's dangerous business, but dating a twin, we'll say that much.
What the MAFS as well. There's chronic gaslighting going on in this show. And we need to really drill down.
I just sort of feel like you're not looking at things from my perspective.
Yeah, but
why don't you just stop for a second and think about what I'm going through as well? Instead of you're always thinking about yourself.
You're responsible for how you feel. That's the issue.
You're crazy.
You're crazier.
Jodie and Daysy, good morning. I've got a couple of mates actually that recently got engaged.
Yes.
And it reminded me of my engagement the other day because it was probably a moment of my life. I thought, that didn't quite go to plan, did it?
You're right. Your engagement the other day?
My proposal to my lovely wife, right. Cara.
Okay.
And I do remember it as well, actually, just organising. I thought I had every single box covered.
Yep.
Went to the bottom of Mount Lofty.
Yep.
That stage we were running together. I got my brother-in-law to potentially meet us down the bottom and then pull out at the last second so he could go to the top with champagne and everything that he needed.
Yeah.
So he did that.
Oh, so get in his car and drive up the top.
Yes.
And set it all up for you.
Set it all
while
up
you're running up.
While we were running up.
Good. I'll just paint the pictures for you in this story. That's
yes, and I did the manly thing as well and just ran off nice and early in the run. I was like, I'm going to give it a real hard crack here, Cara. I'll see you at the top.
Okay.
Fend for yourself if any predators come, but that's okay. There's no mountain lions on the track at that stage. And I remember getting to the top going, well, this hasn't gone to plan it out. It's right on dusk. And there was a busload of 300 tourists that had absolutely bombarded the prime position. You know the prime position where you look out?
Yeah.
And there was a tiny little spot on the corner, like right in the back corner. It wasn't prime real estate at all.
Yep.
And I remember there was a couple there and they were carrying on, kissing and being all lovey-dovey. And I thought, for God's sake, get out of my way. And being an absolute freak. I nudged next to them because Cara's going to get up there any second.
Yeah.
I nudged next to them and I was making contact with the bloke. And he's looking at me a couple of times going, what is this bloke doing?
So you're actually like hip and shouldering him to get him out of the way
like
of
touching
your
him. She's like, well, there's something wrong with this bloke. He's touching me. He's by himself.
Yeah.
And then eventually he said something to her and they've left.
Right.
So just as they leave, Cara comes around the corner. I was like, oh, that's good timing.
Yeah.
And then Cara, and this rattled me and I'll never forget it. Cara goes, first thing she says to me, she goes, oh my God, they just got engaged. She's showing off her ring. So I'm like, oh my God, I just ruined an engagement for the sake of my own. And I couldn't find my words. I was a stuttering mess. And to this day, I wonder where this couple is and how they're going.
Yeah.
And if they're still together.
Yeah.
And if they sit there and be like, our engagement was so good until this freak came and started hip and shouldering me.
The biggest breaking story this town has ever seen. This is huge. Jodie's Juice.
So much good juice this morning. So Ruby Rose has vowed to expose the truth about the Veronicas in a scathing social media post, dubbing the twin singers horrific. Horrific, I tell you. So the Aussie actress who dated Jess Origlacio from 2016 to 2018, told 21 million Instagram followers she was in the middle of writing her first book. So she then openly targeted the Brisbane-born sisters and said outing them was her first priority in the upcoming expose. This is the quote from her Instagram post. "The truth, it will PI55 a lot of people off." And she said, "But maybe you should have been better. Excited to be free, excited to tell the truth. On the sisters, you're first. How horrific you are."
Ooh.
Shots fired.
I just trying to pick up the cues here and read this whole situation, but I feel like it didn't end well. Are you getting that vibe?
You're so good at picking up these social cues.
Wow.
You're amazing.
Nickname's Dr. Phil.
Okay, let's talk about Adele, shall we?
Never mind, I'll find someone like you. Just wish nothing but the best.
How good's Adele? This will be a positive story, no doubt.
Kinda, sorta. It was the blink and you'll miss it sort of Grammys moment we all miss. So Adele was looking less than thrilled in the moments after Harry Styles was announced as the winner of the night's top award, Best Album. So footage from the event shows the former One Direction star Styles burying his head in his hands as Harry's House was announced Album of the Year. All those around him, including his friend and fellow nominee Lizzo, leapt to their feet. Everyone's standing ovation going, Adele just sitting there looking so unimpressed. But some people are defending her, saying, well, she was just so surprised and shocked that Beyonce didn't win Best Album.
Or the other theory was
She was
that she heard some hecklers.
Oh, okay.
That she heard some hecklers on Harry and she wasn't happy. Which theory do you choose to believe?
God, it's so confusing, isn't it? I don't know where to go with this one. Leonardo DiCaprio. Well, he's being roasted online now after being linked to a 19-year-old model. He was spotted at an EP release party for Ebony Riley, seated next to Israeli model Eden Palani. Palani is 19, and I'm sure I've nailed that pronunciation. DiCaprio is 48.
Oh.
Do some maths on that. What is that? Hang on.
19 minus 48.
27 years.
27 times pi. Divided by 3 neutrons.
This is DiCaprio talking about his love life and the interest in it.
I never question what I'm subconsciously attracted to. Some people would look at me in my life and say it's not normal, and other people might say it is. I don't know.
Nah, it's normal. It's normal.
No, are most men going, well, if you can, why don't you?
I don't think so. I don't know. Like, who is?
I just can't understand. Like, I can't understand someone in their late 40s having anything in common with a 19-year-old. Like, theoretically, she could be his daughter.
Well, absolutely. But also now that if you get in a relationship with Leo DiCaprio, do you go into it knowing that it's got an expiry date? Because it does.
You have to.
It's not a happy ever after.
No. And then this is the Twitterverse going nuts on this one. Here we go. Leonardo DiCaprio's girlfriend is so young her high school experience was interrupted by COVID-19.
That's when you know you're young.
Yeah.
When you couldn't go to prom.
Do you want another one? Leo DiCaprio, who is now dating the 19-year-old goddess of youth, he now has a full 6 years of dating her before she gets too old. Love that for him. True love at its finest. Fun fact, she was negative 7 years old when Titanic came out. Inspiring.
She was still 7 years in the making.
Yes. Deary me. Okay, let's get to MAFS. The annual Hot or Not list was back on MAFS last night. So if you don't know what this is, basically they get the guys to rank their wives up against all the other wives on the show. What could possibly go wrong with ranking the level of attractiveness of your partner? How could that go pear-shaped? And how are MAFS selling this as an honesty exercise that's going to improve their relationships? Do they think we're idiots?
It's an interesting experiment. Who would have thought that it would go in such a prickly direction when you were purely talking about aesthetics?
Cue the most offensive lines ever muttered on my television. This is Shannon, who ranked his wife Caitlin third, I tell you, up against the other women. Take a listen.
Like, maybe this is just a hint. I don't know. Like, I do. Like, I hate the fact that I say this, but I still love her. I've got so much respect to you. I'm not just going to lie. I can't do it. Like, you're an absolute saint.
So this is Shannon.
Yeah.
Different part.
Yeah, that was a different part. That was him saying, because she overheard him talking on the phone to his ex-fiancée, and then he came back and said, I still love her. But he basically said to her, I've seen you without makeup. I haven't seen the other girls without makeup. And their natural beauty shines through. Oh, Shannon.
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 You are in hell.
Oh.
Ever felt like a holiday after your holiday?
Like after every single holiday for me. Plan your next getaway on the What If app and access mobile exclusive deals.
Plus, select hotels are fully refundable just in case you change your plans.
Booking cancellation windows apply. What if it's Aussie for travel?
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Hazy's On This Daisy.
Wednesday, the 8th of February. Hello, welcome to On This Daisy. We'll take a little trip down memory lane. 1926, Disney Brothers Cartoon Studio becomes Walt Disney Studios. Let's have a little turn of this. Favourite Disney movie, Jodes?
Oh, this is easy. Lion King.
Lion King, long live the king.
Yeah. Mufasa.
Mufasa.
Say it again.
Say it again.
Say it again. Mufasa.
Yours, Zoe?
Oh, shoes. Beauty and the Beast, maybe.
Beauty and the Beast. Oh, thanks for ruining the vibe with that one.
Yeah.
Can I go modern? Can I say Moana?
Yeah, you can.
What can I say except you're welcome?
You tear up to that, don't you?
Good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maui. What a character, eh?
Eh?
Oh, for goodness sake. And his moving tattoos. Outrageous stuff. 1968, Planet of the Apes premieres in New York City.
Finally, really did it. You maniac! You blew it up! Oh, damn you!
1992, I'm Too Sexy by Right Said Fred peaks at number 1. Go on then. Give it a go.
I'm too sexy for my cat. I'm too sexy for my cat. Poor pussy. Poor pussycat.
Wowee. Goodness me. I'm too sexy for this song. 2005, Google Maps, a web mapping service developed by Google, was launched. And then we said goodbye to the Gregory Street directories, which was your go-to present. It was an annoying present, but it was like, it's actually quite handy.
Yeah.
Street directory back in the day.
We've still got a cameraman at Channel 10 who refuses to read a map off his phone.
Really? Name and shame?
No, Rob Chandrell
Rob.
refuses. He's old school map boy.
Oh, come on, Rob. It's time to grow up. It's 2023. 1977, Barry Hall was born in Victoria. Today is his 46th birthday.
He looks agile enough, doesn't he? Barry's got 17. Beautiful, Bruce.
Gosh, he's been an absolute unit for 46 years. Remember that time where the Swans were playing against West Coast?
Oh, my God.
And Barry could hear that mosquito in his ear, so he's like, I'm just going to swap this mosquito. But unfortunately, with an open hand, he had a clenched fist. And unfortunately, where he thought the mosquito was Brent Staker's jaw. And Brent Staker got launched into a different stratosphere. Remember that?
That is probably the most epic brain snap in AFL history.
And you went, ooh, let's not closely check Barry Hall ever again.
Yeah, and also, did the tribunal see that, guys?
They were like, well, we didn't see it. Don't hurt us, Barry. You're fine. Oh, I've got to give you 7 weeks anyway. 2019, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos accuses the National Enquirer and its owner, American Media Incorporated, of blackmail over private messages detailing an extramarital affair. All righto, Jeff. And everyone else. Saucy characters. For goodness sake, keep it clean.
Yeah.
And the number 1 song in the ARIA charts in 1999 was If You Had My Love by Jennifer Lopez. Fun fact, from 1999 to this day, she has not aged.
No, it's quite incredible how that's happened.
Mm-hmm. Enjoy. It's Jodie and Hayesy.
You had my love and I gave you all my trust, but you comforted me.
Time to get the hands dirty.
Worst Job Wednesday! Jodie and Hazy's Worst Job Wednesday.
You're the new kid on the block, so what we need to do is get you out and about onto the streets of Adelaide, helping people out so they can really get to know the real Andrew Hayes. This is called Worst Job Wednesday. So if you've got something you would like Hayesy to do, breakfast at nova919.com.au. You'll literally do anything. I tell you.
Born and raised on the farm. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. All right, we kicked it off last week, inaugural edition of Worst Job Wednesday, and I was just tackling spiders, just punching them off. Spider here, spider there, bang, 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 getting through to make sure that Lisa had this really, really lovely little outdoor sitting area.
Can anyone remember on The Simpsons when Ned Flanders does that really high-pitched girly squeal? That was you with the spiders.
That was me waving my arms around.
Let's go to Michelle from Parafield. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning, Jodie. How are you?
Great. Thank you for registering. Can you please tell us what you would like Hayesy to do?
Hayesy, I have a 28-year-old turtle Spike, and his pond is very gross and green again and needs cleaning. So I really need your help, Hayesy, and I think it's time to put on that glamorous and breathable hazmat suit and come out and meet Spike and clean his pond for me, please, 'cause it's a very yucky green.
Hey.
with a dirty pond smell.
Michelle, did you say turtles?
Turtle.
All right, okay, good news.
I like turtles.
Very much so. Very, very fondness for a turtle named Spike. 28.
28.
So does that mean he's old, or is he just sort of middle-aged, or...?
No, I'd say he's old. I mean, he actually started out in a beautiful 4-foot aquarium inside, and after he broke 3 heaters, 2 thermostats, and then he had butted the rock in the bottom and cracked the bottom of the tank, he was shifted outside.
Spike's angry.
Sounds like Spike's got some demons there, Michelle.
No, he's quite cute and has a bit of personality.
Well, I'm looking forward to meeting him because it's been weeks since I cleaned out a turtle pond.
Where do we put Spike when Hazy's cleaning the said pond?
Okay, so I've just got a little container that I just put some, I'll just put tap water in and I'll pop him in there with a bit of food.
Right.
Just to keep him out the way and in the shade while it's all being done, because it'll take a bit of time.
Okay. Oh, okay.
No. Okay, good.
Big job then.
Clear up the afternoon. Michelle, thank you so much for getting involved. I can't wait to meet Spike, and hopefully we can just change Spike's life and, in some way, slightly yours as well.
Oh, yes, that would be absolutely amazing. And Jodie, I absolutely love your work, and I'm glad that you're putting Hayesy out to do some hard yakka.
Thank you so much. While I sit back here with my iced latte and my feet up on the desk. I love it.
Oh, you should.
Thanks, Michelle.
Jodie and Hazy's Ask Us Anything.
Where nothing is off limits, because we're still breaking down some walls, getting to know each other, the listeners, and vice versa. And also, producer Sean, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey.
This is my favourite segment.
Oh, you love it. You have a little glint in your eye. Go on then, rip into it.
I just get to ask you guys all these questions. And if you do have a question, you can email us at breakfast@nova919.com.au. So our first question is from Dante in Ordinga. Guys, I'm a no-fluff kind of bloke, and I think you guys are sounding good. But I'm asking for a friend. Have you ever been in a situation you can't talk yourselves out of?
You go first with this one?
All right, I'll go first. Picture this, young Andrew Hayes, around the age of 19, and really just exploring the world and trying to submerge myself and get myself involved in as many activities as possible. I used to live in Sydney.
Yes.
And we used to frequent the night area of the King's Cross.
Okay.
And I remember one particular night venturing up to... can't even remember what it was, but it was like a 5-story facility. It wasn't the classy one. It was in the one in the middle of town anyway. And I remember getting halfway up, and for whatever reason, I didn't think I'd have time to get to the toilet.
Mhm.
Number one, just two for those playing along at home.
Yep.
So I remember being in the process.
Good news.
Yep. In the process of doing what I had to do and just getting a tap on the shoulder.
Oh, no.
Big burly bouncer.
Oh.
And he waited to see what I was going to say.
Yep.
To which I said... literally, I've got nothing to say, mate. Let's go. Please don't hurt me.
Let's move on.
And he said, okay. And I thought there was nothing that I could have said there that was going to get me into that club.
Yeah.
You?
Sprung. I had a situation once where we were interviewing something, and it can be interviewing someone, and it can be a very precarious situation in the studio. And we spoke to this person at length. It was a horrible interview. I hated it. I'm not going to say who it was. And they just didn't want to be there. They weren't about it. And so the interview ended. Thank you very much. That's great. Da, 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 da. And then I thought the line had been disconnected because they weren't in the studio. You know how we do interviews down the line. So I may or may not have teed off on this person and said that was the most horrible interview I've ever done in my life. And they were still there and launched a formal complaint against me and the station.
Hey, off the record, though, who was it?
No, I'm not saying.
No, just off the record.
No.
No, okay. Hint, a sports person?
No.
News person?
No, I will never tell.
Hint?
No.
First name?
It was a singer.
Narrowing it down.
Ooh, it's Taylor Swift. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
I can't believe Taylor Swift that happened.
We'll go through the archives.
Okay.
All right. Question number 2. This one's come from Tisha in Golden Grove. I'm about to get a new iPhone for my 30th, and before I do, I need to know from you both. Are you an iPhone or an Android person?
For goodness sake, Tisha. Like,
she has a point of view on this. Just
grow
so you know.
up.
Who has an Android?
Oh, no.
Is there anyone amongst this team who has an Android? If you've got an Android, 13 24 10, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
And why?
If you can get through.
Yeah.
Because does it have the technology to call us up?
I don't think so. Android. Look, From this question, I think actually Tisha is an Android person, so you probably just offended her.
She's fine, Tish.
The thing about Androids as well is, if I send someone a text and it's not blue, there's a part of him that's like, well, do they even exist?
Yeah.
When it goes through and it's green,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, what's going on here? There's already a bit of a breakdown in trust.
Yes.
Why do I feel like that, Sean?
Well,
Tell me why.
I have no idea.
It's time to throw some questions back at you.
No, look, I'm with you guys. iPhones all the way. I've had one for 12 years and I will never swap.
Don't know any different.
No.
Except for I had one of those Samsung Ericsson flip phones. And how cool did you think you were?
Oh, I had
You got a call.
a Motorola.
Flip the
Yeah. I had a Razor back in the day.
Hello, Moto.
You thought you were so cool. And you're like, this has just got no gadgets whatsoever, but I just need someone to call me so I can flip it.
How good do I look?
All right, question number 3 for today. It's come from Tess from Port Adelaide. Who is the most famous person you've ever come along and met or visited in your work?
That's an interesting one.
Okay. You want to go first with this one?
No, I don't want to go first because every time I do it, I get accused of name dropping.
Oh, righto.
So,
I've been doing breakfast radio for almost decades.
I won't do it then if you don't want to know.
Okay.
Just gaslighting.
Sorry.
Just Tom Cruise, Russell Crowe, Justin Timberlake, Russell Brand, Taylor Swift, whatever.
Hey, Joe, put your manners back in. You're stepping out of line there.
What
Peter.
about you? Who's the most famous person you've met?
I actually interviewed, a couple of years ago, I interviewed Jesus Christ. We speak daily. And whenever I'm in need, the most famous person I've met.
Do you both? Is it a mutual conversation or is it just you?
Or is it just
asking him for questions?
It's one way.
Or is it just you repenting?
Life FM. Anyway, most famous person. Look, I'm going to say, I straight away go sports. Can I say Bruce McAvaney?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure
Bruce
can.
McAvaney. Like that's, and he's the one person when he walks in at Channel 7, everyone just sort of freezes and he's got this crazy aura about him.
He is the closest thing to Jesus Christ and God that you'll ever meet, Bruce McAvaney.
Yeah, and I talk to him, he doesn't talk back, so similar relationship, mate. He's a lovely person.
Oh, fantastic. And our final question is come from Dave from Vale Par. Morning, guys. Love what you do. I do miss the throuple. I think he's referring to Ben, Liam and Bell. But on that topic, who from Ben, Liam and Bell would you kiss, marry or shoot?
Oh. Okay. You go kick us off.
Okay. I'd pash Bell. Who wouldn't?
Classic.
Hot. She's hot.
Me?
That's very true.
We all know you don't have a vested interest in us women. That's fine. I would probably marry Liam because he makes me laugh. He's very funny.
Yep.
And that means I have no other option but to shoot Ben.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's always the boys who get shot, isn't it?
Yeah.
See,
What would you do?
I would kiss Belle, but I'd kiss her first.
Yeah.
And then I'd marry Ben.
Oh.
And then I'd kill Liam because I feel like he's the jealous type. You get those vibes?
Adelaide's Jodie and Hayesy.
Oh, yes, Jodie, MAFS. Really starting to get spicy at the minute, and not that really nice spice, like when you have a nice Thai green curry from Gin Long in the corner there, but that really dirty spice, like a dirty street vindaloo. We're like, oh, get this out of my guts. Spicy nonetheless.
Great maths analogy, mate.
Yeah.
Really great. Okay, I wanted to play you something because you kept gaslighting me yesterday over
You know what? Just stop you right there. You're crazy.
You kept gaslighting.
You're insane, okay?
Over my interview, or our interview with Harrison from MAFS, where I just questioned his lack of empathy towards his wife on the show, right? And so things got a little intense between me and Harrison. I did watch yesterday and I thought, gosh, he's kind of gaslighting her a bit and not really taking much responsibility.
Just to push back on that a little bit, right?
Yeah.
If I'm saying, yeah, I was dating around, but I'm here now, how much more responsibility could I take?
Yeah, I guess where that comes from is the fact that when it did upset her, that you were sort of like, well,
Yeah, but
that's on you, doll.
You're not responsible for other people's feelings when you're being honest about who you are and how you feel.
Now I want to double down because I want to play you a little bit of audio from last night's show. And if you don't think this is gaslighting, then you've got little stupid rocks in your head. Go on.
Do you not think that, like, right now, I'm sitting here very rationally trying to have a discussion with you? And yet
I'm sorry that I'm getting mad, that I'm crying over and over and over. And you're not seeing anything wrong with it.
It's amazing you've turned this entire thing into something about Bronte. Do you not, like, I'm also going through a lot of things at the moment.
It's not impossible. Like, I literally cannot talk to you. Like, I need out of this room. Like, I literally just can't even look at you.
Seriously, this is ridiculous. So you're trying to tell me that this is gaslighting. Like, can you not see from my point of view? You're crazy.
Can you just see his complete inability to take any ownership of anything ever? And he's like, oh, this is on you.
This is Harrison, by the way.
Yeah. I'm confused at this point. Something else I want to talk about from the show last night. Okay, so Alyssa and Duncan, going great guns, right? Everything's rosy. The fairy tale is unfolding before our very eyes. Until they did their little confession box, which, oh my God, if this isn't sent from the heavens to destroy a relationship, I don't know what is. So basically each partner had to confess something about their life. She made a stark confession and he did not take it very well.
I was complicit in an affair. I was the other woman, and I knew that he was a married man.
If you willingly went into something with someone that was married, then that's not a mistake, right? It's a choice. That's extremely poor behaviour.
Oh, this is a dividing situation.
It is, but I will say this, he was so judgy. Oh my God, he was just like, she cried for 24 hours because he was like, pretty much, you're a disgrace. We're all human beings and none of us are perfect and people make mistakes. And she explained the background to how it all unfolded and she was taken advantage of when she was younger by this married man who basically said to her, my marriage is over, blah, blah, blah. Ugh. So he eventually came around, but geez, it was a solid 24 hours of judgy McJudge behaviour.
Yeah. Well, what do you put yourself in his position? Like, how would you react?
How does it affect him, though? How does her making an error in her past affect him?
Because he's analysing the future. This is how men operate and this is how we think.
This will be good.
He'd be sitting there thinking, well, she's done it before and she's capable of something like that.
Yeah.
So why am I so special, so different that she's not capable of doing it again?
Well,
that's what would be going through his mind.
That's your insecurities, mate, and now I'm gaslighting you.
Well, Wait, I'm crazy. Wait, no, you're crazy.
No. Can I just talk about the way you've humiliated me on social media too, please? So we had a dinner with our CEO last night, which was lovely. However, as I was putting on my dress to go out last night, I thought, oh no, because you've got a Simpsons reference for everything.
Yeah.
I thought the first thing you're going to say to me is, that looks exactly like that Chanel suit that was $2,800 that Marge found off the Simpsons on sale for $90. And remember, she got invited to the Springfield Country Club and then she tried to cut it up and wear it all these different ways just to get the most use out of it. That's what my dress looked like.
How about Jodie saying to me, oh, do you remember this had happened? Yes, Jodie, of course I do, all right? I'm a Simpsons encyclopedia.
And so what did you do next?
We thought, why don't we let the good people of Adelaide decide, and we'll just take a little comparison shot, put them on the internet, because the internet's very honest and open.
Yeah.
And just with the caption, who wore it better? Where are we sitting right now, by the way? Who wore it better? Who wore that Chanel dress marked down from $2,800 to $90 better? Marge Simpson?
Shocked.
Jodie Oddie.
Shocked. Camera guy Josh just came in and said, it's 50-50 at the moment.
It's the hair for Marge.
Oh.
Gets her over the line probably at this point.
So can everyone jump on a vote, please? Jump on the Nova page, and I think it's on the Insta story. And please vote for me, because if I get pipped by Marge Simpson in a Who Wore It Better, I'm going to be very, very upset.
Did you pay more than $90 for yours?
Yes.
Oh, well, Marge has already won. All right, we'll catch you bright and early tomorrow morning from 7. Don't forget, more opportunities to get yourself on the standby list for Harry Styles, and we will announce yet another winner tomorrow.
Yep, beautiful. Also, the Premier Job Swap, it's on tomorrow. So you're swapping jobs with Peter Malinauskas. I love this.
Easy.
Yep.
How hard could it be to be seriously popular? New for me, though.
Yeah.
Have a good day.